April 11th, I was having a bad headache, and I asked my boy for an aspirin. Before I could get the aspirin, I don't remember 20 days.
So Jamie Foxx suffered a very serious medical emergency that landed him in the hospital.
Well, I know he poisoned Jamie Foxx, and Jamie Foxx reported him to the FBI because of it. I know that's a fact.
Hanging out with? Are you hanging out with Diddy? What are you doing?
I mean, yeah. Popped out the town car with a camera. Said, yo, Puff, yo, you gotta let me film this. The whole thing, we need to document this, Playboy. He was like, party. And he got pissed at me. He said, yo, don't Playboy, don't play with me. You know I am, I'm Diddy. You know
After that wild story where Diddy almost got Jamie Foxx taken out last year, Jamie's come back swinging and dropping all kinds of secrets about Diddy and a bunch of big names in the industry. To make it even wilder, Diddy's ex-bodyguard, big homie CC, backed up Jamie's story and even spilled that Diddy was the one who actually sent people after Jamie, all because Jamie apparently knew way too much. This whole hit job is why Jamie landed in the hospital last year, straight up fighting for his life after that stroke. That's what big homie Double C is claiming, and it sounds crazy. Jamie was even keeping it super low-key and linked up with the FBI just days before everything went down. He told them his life was in real danger. That's some next-level drama. But since Jamie didn't have any solid proof to show, nobody believed him until he was literally fighting for his life in the hospital. Now think back to last April. The whole internet went into a frenzy when news broke that Jamie Foxx was rushed to the ER after a mysterious stroke that almost ended everything for him. Word on the street is he had a dangerous blood clot in his brain, and if he'd shown up to the hospital even 1 minute later, he could have died or been left unable to move or speak. That's how serious it was. People started raising eyebrows because Jamie was super healthy before this happened, so the fact that he even had a stroke out of nowhere just didn't add up. Something about the whole situation felt off, and everybody started wondering what was really going on. And it wasn't just that. His whole family was being extra secretive, making it nearly impossible for the media to figure out where Jamie was even being treated. The press had to jump through hoops just to track down the exact hospital. And as soon as that info got out, Jamie's family upped the security around his room. It was like they were trying to keep someone or something away from him, but didn't want anyone to catch on. Even when it came to revealing what was really wrong with Jamie, his crew kept everything on lock. Nobody wanted to admit that he had a stroke. It got so wild that some folks started rumors saying Jamie was already gone, but his family just wasn't ready to go public with the news. That's how wild and confusing everything became. But after weeks stuck in the hospital, Jamie pulled off what everyone's calling a miracle recovery. And the very first thing he did? He hopped straight onto social media to clear up all the rumors flying around about his health. Jamie said the whole situation messed him up, calling it the most traumatic thing he's ever faced. And he even compared it to going to hell and back.
I cannot even begin to tell you how far it took me and how it brought me back. I went through something that I thought I would never ever go through. And I know a lot of people were waiting, or wanting to hear updates, but to be honest with you, I just didn't want you to see me like that, man. I want you to see me laughing. Now, by being quiet, sometimes things, get out of hand. People saying what I got. Some people said I was blind, but as you can see, the eyes are working. Eyes are working just fine. Said I was paralyzed. I'm not paralyzed. But I did go through, and I know they talk about people crying on videos. You can do take two, but I'm not gonna do a take two. It is what it is, and if you see me out from now on and every once in a while I just burst into tears, is because it's been tough, man. I was sick, man, but now I got my legs under me, so you're gonna see me out. But like I said, I just want you to remember me for the jokes that I crack, the movies that I make. Some of them good, some of them ain't. I think I got a good one out. And the songs that I sing, man.
Of course, everyone was glad to see Jamie bouncing back, but fans couldn't help noticing how worn out and spiritually exhausted he looked. Sure, he'd just survived something life-threatening, so looking a little drained was expected, but people still felt like something about him was just off. Some folks started wild rumors, saying the real Jamie was gone and the person on camera was actually his clone. And on top of that, Jamie seemed like he wanted to spill even more secrets, but he was holding himself back, like he was trying to save his energy for whatever might come his way if he really started talking. You could tell he had more to say, but he just couldn't let it all out yet. And right after all this drama, guess who everybody started side-eyeing? Diddy was at the top of the list. That's because before Jamie got sick, he was out here putting Diddy's business all over the internet. People have been whispering for a minute that Jamie was one of the celebs spotted at Diddy's wild freak-off parties. Things really started heating up when an old interview Jamie did went viral while he was still laid up in the hospital. That's when the rumors went straight up crazy. In this throwback interview, Jamie dropped some jaw-dropping details about what he saw at one of Diddy's parties. He said when he walked in, there were a bunch of people just straight up naked, doing all kinds of wild stuff. The whole place was basically a freak-off. Nothing was off limits. And there was even talk about Diddy's infamous pink coke. Yeah, that's right. The same pink coke that's been in the headlines lately. According to reports, that pink coke is some dangerous mix of hard substances made to keep people going for hours, getting into all kinds of freaky activities without ever getting tired. For Jamie, seeing all of that was just too much.
Whole time, I remember watching Puff at the Beverly Hills Hotel. I'm filming this, and it's a pool party that is ridiculous, man. And I look up and I see Dr. Ruth. I don't know if you know who that is.
The sex?
The lady. The lady. I see Dr. Ruth. I said, Miss Ruth, could you please come over here? This guy by the name of Sean P. Diddy Combs. I need you to come meet him. I need this for my camera. Dr. Ruth and Puff at the Beverly Hills Hotel pool dancing, doing their thing, right? And you know what they dancing to? Over in the corner, God bless, is Heavy D, Andre Harrell.
Diddy knew the crowd he brought in for his parties wouldn't be able to keep up for hours, so he handed out that pink stuff to make sure everyone could last all night. After a while, people would turn into straight-up freak-off zombies, just running wild off that pink. Jaguar Wright even jumped in and decided to reach out to one of the dealers who actually cooks up this pink mix.
Young Miami has to bring across.
Wait, the Tootsie.
Yeah, the Tootsie. That's what they call.
I found out. I talked to my guy because I wanted to be informed. Because people was calling it Tootsie, that's calling it the Tootsie. I didn't know which one it was, so I talked to my guy, and my guy filled me in, and then it made perfect sense. Tootsie.
Talk to him.
With Jaguar.
Let's talk.
Education.
101.
So Tootsie is the coke, but they take the cat and cook it up, and they fold it into the cup. Now, if you don't know what cat is what they call on the street special cat. It's a veterinary, it's a horse tranquilizer.
And the stuff she found out, way more disturbing than anybody expected.
Now see, the cat, that's a horse tranquilizer, so that relaxes all your muscles. You could get 80-ton gorillas. You wouldn't feel a thing. So now, your dick is gonna stay hard, you numbed up, and you high, you got the caffeine in you, so you don't feel shit, and then you add the X to put in the feeling that you've now blocked out, and now you got a party.
Freak off cocktail.
Yeah.
The details were next level. People were shook.
So now, the Tootsie, they done skipped all the steps. They condensed it. So you got the cocaine in there, and then you got the caffeine in there, and they say that some of the dealers add the X in there. Now the Viagra, you still gotta take that solo. But with the Tootsie, you got all of that. The gay cocktail. Off cocktail in the one thing. And the reason why it's pink is because they put the food coloring in it.
Back to Jamie, he dropped in another interview that these parties were super private and locked down. You couldn't even get through the door unless Diddy personally invited you. So to score an invite from Diddy, Jamie agreed to bring his camera and film the whole wild scene. He basically played along, acting like he was down for whatever, telling Diddy he'd be the personal cameraman just to get inside. And since Diddy's known for loving to have those freak-off parties caught on camera, of course he said yes. That was all Diddy needed to hear.
I'm getting this party, I show up with a camera.
Puff, yo, you gotta let me film this. The whole thing, we need to document.
Remember, Cassie even mentioned in her lawsuit that Diddy always filmed these wild parties and kept the footage as dirt on the people who showed up. He knew nobody would want those private videos out in the open, so he could use them to keep folks in check for as long as he wanted. That's some real behind-the-scenes power moves right there. Word around town is that Jamie knows way too much, and that's why he was one of the first targets when it was time for Diddy to start cleaning house. Diddy's former bodyguard, Big Homie CC, straight up called out Diddy, saying he was behind Jamie's mysterious illness. According to Big Homie, they tried to take Jamie out by poisoning him with cyanide. Big Homie even says Diddy tried to pull the same move twice, poisoning Jamie not once, but 2 times. The second time, Jamie's own brother got caught up in it too, but they both survived. That's wild. As if all of this wasn't crazy enough, Big Homie claims the real reason Jamie keeps so quiet about what actually happened to him is because he went to the FBI and reported Diddy. That's why Jamie is still keeping the details locked down. Jamie tried to tell them he got poisoned, but he didn't have enough proof to back it up, so the case never saw the light of day. And keep in mind, this was all before Cassie even exposed Diddy. If Jamie had spoken out with no evidence, people would have just thought he was losing it.
He poisoned Jamie Foxx, and Jamie Foxx reported him to the FBI because of it. I know that's a fact.
So, wait, you're saying that Diddy poisoned Jamie Foxx and that's how Jamie Foxx got sick?
Jamie Foxx reported this man to the FBI because of this. Facts.
And here's the crazy part. Big Homie mentioned that cyanide can cause pneumonia, right?
These people poison people, bro. I've been poisoned 3 times. Why am I testing positive for cyanide? You feel me? Why do I had pneumonia 3 times? So people like, man, why he breathe like that? Because I only got 1 lung. And then I had a car crash. I got 1 nostril permanently blocked. And I done had pneumonia 3 times. Somebody been trying to poison me. My brother got poisoned with me. The little lady I was bodyguarding, she got poisoned. Like, somebody is carrying on these antics. These is facts.
Is there any idea why Diddy would want to poison Jamie Foxx?
You get called to testify if you on camera and some of this footage and you want to make it a little bit easier for yourself. It's ways in this industry people go about doing things. Just know I tested positive for cyanide 3 times. After drinking some bottles in the club. Once you get hit with the cyanide, it turns into pneumonia. I had it 3 times. So.
Well, guess who suddenly dropped dead from pneumonia? Even though they were never sick or diagnosed with anything before and were completely healthy. Kim Porter. Now, nobody's saying for sure that Diddy was involved in Kim's passing, but those rumors have been floating around way before any of these recent scandals came out. So at this point, everyone's just waiting to see what the feds dig up. Now, switching back to Jamie, he finally talked about his health scare during a recent Netflix comedy special. And honestly, what he shared was pretty unsettling.
Judy came out. He said, well, we didn't find where it was coming from, but he is having a stroke. He may be able to make a full recovery, but it's gonna be the worst. My youngest daughter, she's 14. I didn't want her to see me like that. But she snuck into my hospital room with her guitar. I was paralyzed. Said I couldn't walk.
After that, folks online started throwing out their own theories. One person even joked that Jamie must have grabbed a bottle of baby oil, used the whole thing, and had no idea it was laced with GHB. Another person pointed out how suspicious it is that Jamie still won't give the real story about what went down. If this was just a regular health problem, you'd think Jamie would be open about it, and maybe even use his story to help others, right? But now, I want to hear from you. What do you think about Jamie almost losing his life after all those wild rumors about Diddy? Do you really think Diddy was involved, or is it just internet talk? Drop your thoughts in the comments, hit like, subscribe, and share this video. See you on the next one. Don't miss out.